Mindwings Audio presents The Last Watcher, written by D.B. Clifton, read by Simon Preble.
It's my profound hope to be able to tell someone what happened in person, but as to that, there is no guarantee. In the meantime, I'll write this account while the events are fresh in my mind, considering that in the span of a few hours I looked upon 3 bodies, each the victim of a violent death, and was present for 2 of the killings. It would be logical to wonder why I'm still here. I have an answer, but it has nothing to do with logic. And the real nightmare is still to come. Perhaps it is best to begin by relating how I came to be here in the first place.
Why have you come to Bulgaria?
The customs agent at the airport outside of Sofia asked, in that tired, long-suffering monotone that must be standard issue for bureaucrats everywhere. At something in the way I said tourism, he perked up, suddenly suspicious. Being of average height, slim, fair-skinned and fair-haired, I'm not overtly imposing or threatening. I've been told that rather than being scary, the small scar above my right eye makes me look kind of vulnerable. I probably wouldn't fare well in a Balkan prison. Why would he think I might risk that by telling him a lie? As I squirmed under his gaze, I couldn't help but applaud his intuition. That's exactly what I had done. His post-Warsaw-packed Second World country was the last place I would ever have chosen for a vacation. I could have answered that a dead man had sent me, but that would also have been a lie. My beloved old mentor and father figure, Dr. Jacob Mann, a professor at the seminary who specialized in comparative religion, had never once mentioned traveling to Bulgaria. I cleared customs, rented a boxy little Opel, and motored southeast towards the Turkish border. Dr. Jake was so much in my thoughts, it was as if his ghost was my travelling companion. His lifelong dream had been to visit Istanbul. The idea of that city fascinated him, a place where one could move between continents, between worlds, simply by crossing a bridge. He especially wanted to see Hagia Sophia, the magnificent dome Byzantine church turned mosque, turned museum, that upon its completion in the 6th century had reigned as the largest house of worship in Christendom for nearly 1,000 years. To him, that 2 of the great religions of the world had filled that grand space with their prayers was a cause for delight. But Dr. Jake was gone, so I was going there in his place. That my experience would be quite different from what his might have been, I had no doubt. Upon his death, I turned my back on everything that had ever served me as either anchor or rudder. All that I once thought holy I now despised. I intended to experience Hagia Sophia to confirm that it was nothing but an empty husk, and thus prove that God was a fraud, and we had both been fools to believe. At least, that's what I told myself. There is the slimmest possibility that I was still fool enough to begin the journey in the hope that I might find some trace of the sacred along the way and rediscover my faith. It was no easy thing to turn my back on a life to which I'd been so ready to dedicate my entire being. How do you run away from God? Didn't Jonah try that? How'd that work out for him? Caught in the cross-currents of a personal maelstrom, I could not force myself to go directly to Istanbul, no matter how hard I tried. So I compromised. My ultimate destination was a site dedicated to Sofia, the embodiment of holy wisdom. The capital of Bulgaria, Turkey's neighbour to the northwest, is Sofia. The best answer I could have given the customs agent was that I had come to his country to begin a search for the wisdom to know the truth. For 2 days I meandered through a land of small towns and broad fields, all but lost in reflection. On the 3rd day, my route, mirroring my frame of mind, took me beyond the realm of man's endeavours. As evening drove back the light, I entered a world of steep, forested mountains, gashed by deep, knife-wound valleys. Wild streams surged through those gorges like arterial flow as they cut their way to the Maritsa River. The farther the road carried me into that wild land, the deeper within myself did I turn. Barely aware of driving, I was more back at the seminary, a silent witness, as AIDS flayed Dr. Jake's fragile body from his remarkable soul, piece by bloody piece. I trembled with rage at the senseless nature of his death, and continued to burn with a sense of betrayal as keen as a spear thrust to the side. Though unable to read the Cyrillic road signs, I figured that I could keep to my chosen path if I kept the river on my left. But deep in a pit of memory, I lost hold of the fact that I was driving down a narrow East European road in the gathering gloom of an onrushing moonless night. Whether led by angels, demons, or my own straying thoughts, I don't know, but somewhere along the way, I made one wrong turn.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this recording. For more one-hour audio stories, visit our website at mindwingsaudio.com.